Hello, my friend. If you are suffering from irritable bowel syndrome, I'm here to tell you that you can get rid of it. I used to have it. It was annoying as heck, with abdominal pain and cramping and gas, nausea, constipation, alternating with diarrhea. And I didn't know what was going on. I was just living a life, and then all of a sudden I got all this pain in my gut, and it hurt, and it was embarrassing, and it caused a lot of problems. And worse, it's actually bad for you because it means your colon's not in good condition. So I'm going to give you a list of things where you can see whether you really have irritable bowel syndrome, like the common symptoms.
Have your bowel habits changed? Do you experience abdominal pain and/or bloating? Do you feel as though you have excessive gas, or your flatulence is unusually smelly? Do you have nausea before or after bowel movements? Is your pain temporarily relieved after having bowel movements? Do you often experience pain soon after eating? Are you often constipated and have to strain to have a bowel movement? Do you often have diarrhea? Do you have headaches, or does your mind feel cloudy, like you can't think straight? Do you suffer from depression or anxiety? If your answer is yes to several of these questions, you are probably suffering from what is called irritable bowel syndrome. If you go to your doctor and ask if you have irritable bowel syndrome, in all likelihood they'll diagnose you with some sort of medical condition, put you on some prescription drug. In my opinion, these drugs are not very helpful in this case and do not solve the cause of irritable bowel syndrome. They merely treat the symptoms. I don't know of any prescription drugs that will clean your colon and make it healthy.
So if you have a lot of those symptoms, chances are, okay, you have irritable bowel syndrome. It doesn't mean that your bowel's mad at you. What it means is that just the state of your colon is not ideal, and that could be due to environmental toxins actually damaging the lining of your colon, and also hurting what's called your microvilli, these tiny finger-like projections on the side of your intestines that move waste through your colon, and those get compromised, hurt, kind of worn down, sandpapered down by toxins, and you need to restore the health of those. The flora of your gut, your microflora, your probiotics, what people call the good bacteria, could be out of balance. I worked as a nutritionist for years in the public sector, and I was able to help hundreds of people, fix this because I fixed my own. I knew what to do. I got so into it when I had this problem that I became a nutritionist. This is kind of what got me into this whole field, because I wanted to figure out what was wrong with me. I mean, I couldn't imagine living like this, for the rest of my life, feeling this way. So I investigated nutrition and food in your body and your colon, and so concisely, what you want to do is get the health of your colon back to normal. And the best way to start doing that is to do a colon cleanse. I know it's not something that you want to do. It doesn't sound that fun, does it, huh? But you can do something as simple as taking a colon cleanse formula by mouth. We're not talking about enemas. That doesn't clean deep into your colon, but you could do hydrotherapy, colon therapy, water irrigation it's called, high colonics some people call it. I did do that. I liked it. It worked. I didn't enjoy the procedure. I mean, I liked the results of it. I could really feel the difference. So do that. Clean your colon. See, if you ate like a wild animal, if you ate like wild things out in the world, fruits and nuts and vegetables, you wouldn't have this problem. It's because you're in an industrial world eating processed foods. These processed foods, the typical standard American diet is horrible for you and your colon. So you clean your colon, then you can restore the flora. Now that you get a lot of bad bacteria washed out, you put in good bacteria. And then you also want to keep an eye on your candida yeast level. That's another thing that grows in your gut that's not, everyone has a certain amount of it. You just don't want an overgrowth of candida yeast in a diet. High in sugar and processed food would predispose you to have that. Also, people have parasites and other problems with their guts. I have a book on this. I discuss all these in detail, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's wrong. So basically, your colon is dirty. It's like if you kept using your toilet and never cleaned it. I mean, after a while, after years, it would be disgusting. I mean, and essentially, that's what most people's colon are like. Most people's colons are dirty, and it causes them gut distress and even colon cancer. That's what leads to like colon diseases, where people have parts of their colon removed. So it is in and of itself not a disease or something to worry about, but it's an indication that your colon is not healthy and you want to fix it, because you don't want to live your whole life with an unhealthy colon. Your colon produces most of the serotonin in your body. People think it's in your head, but most of your serotonin, your feel-good hormone, is in your gut. So you're going to tend to be depressed if your gut's messed up. Also, a vast majority of your immune system, about 75% of your immune system, comes from your gut. Your gut health determines the strength of your immune system, essentially. So you want to fix your gut for health and happiness. And so I have 2 books on it. You don't have to buy the books. You can just research this on your own. But one of my books is called Bye Bye IBS, the Natural Irritable Bowel Syndrome Cure, in which I tell you exactly how I cured my irritable bowel syndrome and the details of what it is and what you want to do to make sure you fix it right. And then I have an abridged, a shorter version of that ebook called 70 Foods to Eat If You Have IBS and 36 Foods to Avoid, 36 Foods That Can Cause Irritable Bowel Syndrome. And that's only $3.95. It's on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. And you don't need a Kindle or a Nook to read these ebooks on these websites. You can actually go to Amazon.com and download a free program called Kindle for PC or Kindle for Mac. And then you can read the ebooks right off of that for free on your computer. And Barnes & Noble has a similar one for the Nook. So it's a great way to read books. Usually electronic books cost less than hardcover books. So, I mean, just to read any book, not necessarily my books. So there's links to my books in the video description. But I want you to know that you can fix your irritable bowel syndrome. It's not going to just go away on its own. I mean, you got to do something because you have the conditions for it now. And you got to treat your colon, you got to clean your colon, heal your colon, and you will feel so much better. You will feel vibrantly alive with energy when you have a healthy gut. Your gut is such an important part of your health and happiness. All right, well, that's all I want to tell you today. Much love to you.